Let's go to line number 3. Good morning, Jim. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. Mr. Learning?
Talking about... No, this isn't Jim Learning. I do know him.
Okay, very well. What's on your mind this morning, Jim?
Yeah, okay. I fly the Labrador flag, and it's in support of Labrador becoming a territory, and which I think is a natural progression for Labrador. It's been kind of colonized the last few hundred. The land was used for purposes of gain and industry and so on. The people, I don't believe, are colonized. They've stayed Labradorians. I'm not. I'm here about 20 years is all. And I think now...
Yeah, I'm sort of losing contact with you, sir. Hello, Jim? Jim? I'd like to get Jim back on. I'm going to dump that call, but can you please get him back on the air, because I think that's an important conversation we're going to have here today. Of course, lots of feedback chiming into my Twitter feed when it comes to things like the potentially separatist symbolism associated with the Labrador flag. You know, the funny thing is a lot of people are talking about it in all the pragmatic and realistic approaches, right? You know, it should be a representative flag of what's important to Labradorians. And I got no problem with that, and I think that just makes a lot of sense. But when and if you go down the road where it's going to be the symbolism of creating your own territory, self-governance, or separatist movement as a blanket statement, then I don't know how many of us are going to have a whole lot of support or patience for it. Seriously. Now people tell me, well, something happened in Nova Scotia. Number one, I couldn't care less. Some Quebec separatists view the fleur-de-lis as a flag of separatism. Once again, I couldn't care less because it's actually the provincial flag. So, I mean, some of that stuff is completely irrelevant. Completely and 100% irrelevant. You want me to take a break, see if we can come back with Jim once again? Let's do that. We're going to go to the break just a little bit early. When we come back, hopefully we'll be reconnected with Jim to discuss the, I think is a fairly important issue, certainly for those in Labrador, the concept of their own flag flying in official capacity. We're going to take that break, then we're coming right back. Welcome back to the show. Now we're reconnected on line 3 with Jim. Good morning, Jim. You're back on the air, sir.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's okay.
Cell phone doesn't work too good. I'm on the Mud Lake Road, which is just downtown in Valley Goosebank.
Right.
I was talking about the reason fly the Labrador flag is to support the end to colonization, I guess, of Labrador, which is a natural progression. The people were never colonized. The country, the territory was, and it was used for industry. Number one was the fisheries, forestry. Now it's mining, and now, of course, it's power development. I don't think the movement right now is something that just started up.
No, I agree with that.
No, it's always been in the backs of people's minds, and now, like I say, there's a progression to turn Labrador into a territory, self-supporting. Obviously, it can economically. It's going to be quite a step to go to a total government.
You say it obviously can. It can obviously support itself financially.
Oh, of course. There's no reason why it couldn't. There's enough income and enough value in what's here in Labrador. We got to realize there's only 30,000 people here.
Yeah.
And with a new territory, there'd probably be a few of those would go back to their homeland because they maybe wouldn't agree with Labrador being a territory or wouldn't fit in with the changes that would happen and will happen eventually. And I don't think it's something that's going to take a long, long time. It happens sooner rather than later. This is definitely my opinion, and I'm certainly willing to support this territorial movement.
Well, and listen, your opinion is as valuable as everyone else's. You're living there, and that's what you think, so that's good enough for me. Do you think the flag represents that movement?
Most definitely it does.
So it doesn't just celebrate the unique heritage and traditions and culture of Labrador and celebration of the people itself. You think it represents the movement that is leading towards self-governance and or separation?
It has always been what you said about it, and lately it has become more of the symbol, more of the flag of the territorial movement. Okay. It's a natural thing to adopt, like any country has a flag or their colors they fly in, over their government building, over their ceremonies, when they're at war, even,
Yeah. Well, the Labrador flag, I always thought it was a good idea, and a bit silly for the government to not be willing to fly it. And the government's position has always been that, and now they're starting to get some credence because of things that you and Mr. Learning have said. They said it was a flag that represents disunity as opposed to all flying under the one banner of the Newfoundland Labrador provincial flag. I thought flying your own flag made sense because it was such a unique part of the province that why not celebrate it with its own banner, so to speak. But if it's now taken on a separatist symbol, then I think there's going to be very, very little support coming from either party when it comes to official status of the flag. But that's just my opinion once again, and we'll see how it plays out. Anything else you want to talk about regarding Labrador issues or anything under the sun this morning, sir?
Well, about the flag, I don't think it's, as you call it, a separatist issue. I think it's more of a progression to territorial status. I mean, it's a natural thing to happen as things grow and things progress, especially over here. Not a separatist thing. We're not separating from anything.
No, becoming your own territory means you're separating from the province, but we don't need to split that here.
No.
Oh, you do, though. No. You can't have it both ways, right?
No, well, you could say it that way. I mean, you could say we're separating from Canada if you wanted to, but that's not it at all.
No, you wouldn't be separating from Canada. You'd be a territory in the country, but you'd be separating from your provincial status as a part of Newfoundland and Labrador. We don't need to get crazy with the semantics, but...
Most definitely there, yes. Of course it will have its own government. The territory of Labrador will have its own government, its own system of doing things, different from probably what took place in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. But anyway, separatist, okay, whatever.
Okay. I'm just asking because you'd be the one knowing. I don't have an allegiance to it, so it's only valid to get opinions for those who are actually living in Labrador and have your own feelings for about what it represents and the importance of it to you. I'm really glad you took the opportunity to call this morning, Jim. Once again, sir, anything in summary before I take another call?
Thank you very much. And this open line show is a great asset to the people of Labrador to get things out across eastern Canada, in fact.
Well,
thank you.
Absolutely our pleasure, and I hope more people from Labrador take the time to call, and thank you for your interest in the program.
All righty.
Thanks, Jim. Bye-bye. Yeah, interesting stuff. And, of course, now those who are really opposed to this new positioning of the flag philosophically, it's simply not true. Well, we just heard from two people who said it was.